U.S. election. Who is ahead, Harris or Trump? Voters in the U.S. go to the polls on the 5th of November to elect their next president. The election was initially a rematch of 2020, but it was upended in July when President Joe Biden ended his campaign and endorsed Vice President Kamala Harris. The big question now is, will America get its first woman president or a second Donald Trump term? As Election Day approaches, we'll be keeping track of the polls and seeing what effect the campaign has on the race for the White House. The two candidates went head-to-head in a televised debate in Pennsylvania on the 10th of September that just over 67 million people tuned in to watch. A majority of national polls, carried out in the week after, suggested Harris's performance had helped her make some small gains, with her lead increasing from 2.5 percentage points on the day of the debate to 3.3 points just over a week later. That marginal boost was mostly down to Trump's numbers, though. His average had been rising ahead of the debate, but it fell by half a percentage point in the week afterwards. You can see those small changes in the poll tracker chart below, with the trend lines showing how the averages have changed and the dots showing the individual poll results for each candidate. While these national polls are a useful guide as to how popular a candidate is across the country as a whole, they're not necessarily an accurate way to predict the result of the election. That's because the U.S. uses an electoral college system, in which each state is given a number of votes roughly in line with the size of its population. A total of 538 electoral college votes are up for grabs, so a candidate needs to hit 270 to win. There are 50 states in the U.S., but because most of them nearly always vote for the same party, in reality, there are just a handful where both candidates stand a chance of winning. These are the places where the election will be won and lost, and are known as battleground states or swing states. Right now, the polls are very tight in the 7 states considered battlegrounds in this election, with just 1 or 2 percentage points separating the candidates. That includes Pennsylvania, which is key, as it has the highest number of electoral votes of the 7 states, and therefore winning. It makes it easier to reach the 70 votes needed. In a sign of how the race has changed since Harris became the Democratic nominee, on the day Biden quit the race, he was trailing Trump by nearly 5 percentage points on average in these 7 states.